being in the world, but not of the world. Dear readers, please know that these messages are intended not only to teach and inform, but also to bring hope and encouragement during these times of confusion and chaos for so many people. As the frequency of Earth's energy evolves, minds and hearts automatically begin to open and feel the need for change regarding many issues that have been accepted as normal and right. However, many who seek change perceive it as a different form of what is already in place, the same three-dimensional beliefs packaged differently. Superficial change is not part of the ascension process. The energy that has held and sustained the third-dimensional belief system is dissolving in the face of an increasing presence of high-frequency energy. You can compare the process to watching sand patterns form on a flat surface when loud sounds or music are played. The pattern of the sand will change as the surrounding sound changes, but before it becomes a new pattern, the current pattern briefly goes into chaotic disarray. The world is in between energies at this time, out of alignment with any of them, and is experiencing this same type of chaos. The concepts of service, health, education, law, etc., and many other familiar aspects of daily life will not disappear, but rather their present form will dissolve, allowing them to reappear as new and higher forms, forms that serve everyone, not just a select few, and are free from external influence and selfing interests. Challenges of three-dimensional conditioning. Because third-dimensional energy is so dense, most humans cannot remember or align with the higher frequencies they have left behind, and over time begin to live and believe in the third-dimensional world of duality, separation, and two powers. Some of you may feel unworthy of doing spiritual work because of beliefs and choices made when you thought you were just human. Know that if you are reading these messages, you have chosen to be on Earth at this time, prepared, worthy, and fully aware of what that would entail, both personally and globally. Not all who wished to incarnate in these times of ascension were allowed. Only those deemed strong enough to hold their light in the face of the discords that would accompany Earth's ascension process were allowed. There are many on Earth at this time who are not at a high level of consciousness, but we are referring to those who wish to be a part of Earth's ascension process. Hold the light of truth sacredly and secretly within you at all times and in all situations. With your eyes open or closed, go within yourself, often sitting at your desk, driving, dining, or wherever you find yourself. Simply take a few seconds to acknowledge your oneness. I am the only reality, law, cause and effect, complete and whole now, not in the future or when I am good enough, now. Use your own words, it is the intention, not the words, that matters. Many young adults are suffering at this time, some even to the point of suicide. Most are spiritually evolved souls who desperately wanted to be part of Earth's ascension process, but once immersed in the density of third-dimensional energy, they forgot. In the phase of human development when socialization and fitting in seem to be so important, many of them are discovering that they do not fit in. Challenges of energy alignment, unaware that they are out of alignment because their energetic resonance is higher than that of most people around them, and because they are not yet mature enough to simply ignore this, they begin to believe that there is something personally wrong with them and begin to act in negative ways, adopting unwanted behaviors in order to fit in. Drug use has become a popular way for individuals of all ages to fit in. Many falsely believe that drugs give them spiritual experiences, and some drugs can even duplicate concepts of spiritual experience, but these experiences are temporary and as illusory as all concepts. They are three-dimensional substitutes for something that can only be experienced through conscious union with Source. Drugs do not enhance spirituality, but rather hinder it, keeping one stuck in old energies. Drugs have become a socially acceptable way of life for many, without realizing that the inner peace, joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment they seek in drugs are already permanently present within them. Drug use may provide a false sense of temporary fulfillment, but at the same time it blocks true spiritual development, as it reinforces concepts of separation and often opens doors in a person's energy field that should remain closed at the current level of consciousness. Opening doors that should not be opened can result in attachments, unpleasant experiences, and is often the underlying cause of violent crimes that the perpetrator explains as being caused by hearing voices telling him what to do. This information is not meant to cause fear, but to inform you. Stay in the reality of your being at all times, even if you have to do so in pain, lack, limitation, or some other form of third-dimensional discord. Do not fight, resist, or frantically try to fix things, because once you know that God is the only law, power, and reality, you must begin to live that, for it is the only way out of the illusory world you have accepted as reality. Living each day from an awareness of the truth about God and man will eventually result in a state of consciousness being attained where there is no longer any need to practice or remember the truth, because you will be the truth. Living from a heightened level of truth does not mean ignoring or pretending not to see what is happening around you, but rather being in the world but not of the world. Living from truth and oneness, rather than believing that human beings are born sinners and need to be saved, is not for the faint of heart. It is difficult to be in the world but not of it, because the three-dimensional collective consciousness surrounds you all the time. Remember, there is only one consciousness and it is omnipresent. The media, friends, family, experts, organized religions, politicians, and governments constantly pressure humanity to do this or that, under threat of dire consequences. Even when meditating, it is easy to fall into the temptation of waiting for God or a divine experience to come to you, rather than knowing and resting in the realization that God is you, already closer than your own breath. Reality is, always has been, and always will be omnipresent, but most of you still carry an overload of conditioning and false beliefs that prevent you from seeing and experiencing it. The drama and theater of the third-dimensional belief system will continue for a while, but because God and all that God is the only reality, and because the collective is awakening to this, you will see many familiar third-dimensional concepts fall away, no longer having the energy to sustain them. The earth, God's creation, is and always has been a perfect idea in the divine mind, but it will appear new as more and more eyes are opened to its reality. We are the Arcturian Group.